All right, let's jump into thermodynamics. It's the science that basically explains how the universe works.
At its core, it's all about heat, energy, and how that gets converted into actual work.
Okay, but where do we even begin? Simple. We have to start with the absolute fundamentals.
So here's the official definition. It's about how heat energy gets swapped and turned into work.
To study these energy swaps, scientists have to zero in on one thing. They call it a system.
Think of the system as our main character. It's the specific thing we're actually looking at.
And everything else outside that system, we just call that the surroundings. Pretty simple, right?
Now, things get interesting. There are actually 3 different kinds of systems based on what they trade. You've got open, closed, and isolated systems. It all comes down to exchanging energy and matter.
Okay, so we've got our system, but how do we actually describe what state it's in? We use these. They're called thermodynamic variables. Think pressure, volume, and temperature.
And here's the key. All these variables are linked together by an equation of state. So what happens when all those variables just stop changing, when everything is perfectly balanced?
That, my friends, is thermodynamic equilibrium. The system is stable, and it's just settled.
But to get to that perfectly balanced state, a system has to check off 3 specific boxes.
Yep, it needs mechanical, thermal, and chemical balance. All 3 have to be true at once.
Okay, but what about when things aren't in balance? What happens when a system actually changes?
That change, that journey from one state to another, that's what we call a thermodynamic process.
And these processes have special names based on what stays constant during the journey.
So you take systems, variables, and processes, and you can describe everything from an engine to a star. Which brings us right back to where we started. It's all about that dance between heat and work.
So now you know the basics. Here's a question. What's an everyday closed system? Think about it.